So I was recently asked a question in relation to do with time-lapse photography, and this particular person was facing an issue and the light that she was using next to her was flickering. Now, I'm not entirely sure what she was using. I think it might have been the Canon G7X Mark II or whatever, and I'm not entirely sure how she would have got to that position. When it comes to the Canon G7X Mark II, this is something that you would switch to video mode. I was taught obviously photography from the get-go, so I've been using DSLR. Once you get to understand photography, you can more or less understand anyway. With regards to a DSLR, obviously it's a bit different. Some people use a technique where they might just, record video and then in post-processing do the speeding up of video or whatever. So in other words, shortening it. In terms of photography, what you use is what you call an intervalometer. This intervalometer, obviously you can see the cable is plugged into the side, bottom section, into the side of the camera, and of course it uses a remote. The intervalometer is important because this is what will allow you to take the time-lapse photography. Now, of course, I know Nikons are, slightly different, and I'm not entirely sure about Sony. If you look up how to set your camera into bulb mode, then it's pretty straightforward from there. The issue where you're facing light flickering, so there's the speed of light and then you've got the shutter speed. You can't see it to the human eye. Light pulsates, and because it's going that fast, we don't see that. Now, with regards to the shutter speed, if you've probably got a faster shutter speed or whatever it may be, then that's probably the very reason why that is. Similar to what happens with regards to a very, very slow shutter speed when you're outside. When people move in front of your camera, they disappear, depending how slow the shutter speed is. What bulb mode is basically equivalent to is that slow shutter speed, really. I've done time-lapse before, and I even done it for setting this desk up or whatever. That was using the Canon G7X Mark II. Let's have a look at the G7X Mark II and how you would set that up for time-lapse. So the Canon G7X Mark II is fairly straightforward to set up. Simply when you turn it on, depending on what mode you're set in, you'll be indicated by this top corner. Right now mine's is set in manual mode, that's what the M obviously stands for. Obviously on your mode dial, you want to switch that round for, the time-lapse, so you want to set it to video. Now again, the top corner there, where the M was, it's changed. You want to click in that and you want to ensure, because initially it might be set on standard video, which is that icon there. So you just click the top corner and you've got the 5 different options, and we can see there you've got standard, short clip, the manual itself, or of course you've got the time-lapse movie and iframe movie. The one that you obviously want to set is time-lapse movie, so that's that set. So this allows you to then set up what the interval will be. So you click the bottom corner and then you've got the variety of options. Now the different scenes. Scene 1 is shoot moving subjects such as walking people, shoot slowly changing subjects such as clouds, and for shooting a slowly changing scenes, so slowly changing scenes, whatever it may be, again, it's automatically going to set that itself. Interval, and it says /shots. Now that's just saying for every 3 seconds it'll take a shot, and the number of shots it'll take is 60. We can easily up that to 240. You could easily up that 900 shots, and every 3 seconds it would take a shot. And then of course you've got your auto exposure locked to the first shot, or for each shot. It's pretty self-explanatory. It'll automatically expose for the first shot and the rest will be the same. And then of course to review the image, just enable. I'm pretty sure that's for after every shot it takes. 3 seconds it'll, show a review of the image. It's that simple to set up on this. So the Canon G7X Mark II is fairly straightforward. So again, it's very difficult to tell what someone has done wrong without having seen them, operating the camera, to see what mode they would have been set in, etc. Like I say, in terms of using the G7X Mark II, it's fairly straightforward. And the bulb mode will ensure it takes that problem away. It's then really just a case of setting your exposure correctly for whatever it is that you may be photographing. Now, it's like I say, I don't really shoot you know, the time-lapse photography that often. I've not had time to myself or the luxury. It's not like I have, you know, my own form of transport to spend, you know, a lengthy period of time. I've done a few time-lapse things before, but that was using my Osmo Mobile 2. I set that up and it was just simple enough to take a time-lapse thing, and you could pretty much see that from what I captured in Verona and captured in Venice to show, and that's obviously different to using the G7X Mark II. It's like I said, folk, I mean, when it comes to cameras, things are set up differently. I'm used to using DSLRs, which is full on manual, and using the intervalometer, which can be fairly straightforward, to be perfectly honest with you. So yeah, I hope that's useful information for yourself. If you've got any questions that you would like to ask me, comment in the comments section below. Be sure to like the video, share the video and whatever. And of course, you know, like I said, I'd be more than happy to try and help you. Thank you for watching, and I shall talk to you later. Cheers.